Hello and welcome back. These are 50 questions Mormons can't answer, answered. And I'm back in the Evie's original Simply Evie outfit for this one. Let's jump ahead to our lovely view here. And yes, the steam coming off the train view. Great view, great view. I'm going to combine 25 and 26 because they're alike enough. They're not precisely the same question, but they are similar enough because they touch on the King James Version translation of the Bible and how we view it. So 25 says, why does the Book of Mormon contain extensive word-for-word quotes from the Bible if the LDS Church is correct in teaching that the Bible has been corrupted? And 26 says, why does the Book of Mormon contain why do the Bible verses quoted in the Book of Mormon contain the italicized words from the King James Version that were added into the King James Version text by the translators in the 16th and 17th century? So, why do we have word-for-word quotes in the Bible if the LDS Church is correct? So I'm going to refer you to... So to answer the first question, why the word-for-word quotes, I'll refer you to a note made on the text. It's in 2 Nephi 12. It's one of the subnote text, and that's one of the verses that quotes the Bible. It quotes Isaiah. Isaiah is by and far the most quoted part of the Bible that's included in the Book of Mormon. So, big one there. So, according to the subnote, there are 433 verses of Isaiah are quoted in the Book of Mormon. A bit more than half of them, 200 plus of those verses, are different than what's recorded in the Bible, and about 200 or so are the same. So yes, a lot of it is word-for-word quotes, but a lot of it isn't, and I think that's vitally important to remember that. So we do quote it, but we don't believe that. We don't believe the Bible itself has been corrupted. I've spoken about the problems of translation before, that a lot of the original scrolls basically were damaged, and the monks who wrote the new scrolls would have to guess at what the original scroll meant if bits and chunks and pieces of it were missing. If one of the monks had bad handwriting, once again the new monk would have to essentially guess at the meaning. In addition to that, you have the problem of changing the meaning. So when you translate it, you don't translate the words exactly, but you translate the meaning of a sentence. If you don't fully understand what they're talking about, or the scriptural references, your translation is going to be wrong just simply by the fact that you don't fully understand the sentence in and of itself. So those are the problems of translation. So we don't believe the Bible has been per se corrupted. We believe the Bible to be the Word of God, so long as it is translated correctly. And we do not believe it is... We believe that certain aspects of it just haven't been translated correctly. And oftentimes, I will go... I can point to it and say, we don't believe that it says this here. What we believe is a more accurate translation would be this or that. And so, like I said, it does have word-for-word quotes from the Bible, but also has quotes that are different from what's quoted in the Bible. So the second part of that is, why do we contain the italicized words that were added to the King James Version by the translators? So there were a couple reasons why the italicized words were added. There were basically two reasons. The first, and I think the most common, was to clarify the translation. So they didn't do a direct word-for-word translation, like I said, but, that they felt like they needed to clarify what was said. So it was additions of connecting sentences, things that would make it make more sense in English than it would have in... It was translated from Greek, I think, initially, and originally came from Hebrew. So yes, it was like connecting additional dialogue, connecting the sentences together so they made sense of English. That was one of the reasons. Second one was when they couldn't fully agree upon what word to use in those terminologies, and they would vote, I believe, on it, and that they went with the most votes as opposed to the most accurate of the translators. Translators say, well, okay, we think it could be either this, this, or this. Who votes for this? Who votes for this? Who votes for this? The one that got the most votes is the one that was included, and that was put into italics to reflect that. So that's my understanding that italicize that one. So the italicized sections are not necessarily wrong, but, you know, like I said, they could be. So they were included when they were most appropriately included in, when they were most appropriate to have been written that way in the Book of Mormon, is when they were included. If that, I'm hoping my words make sense here. It's kind of a, talking about translation gets into a lot of complex territory and water. Basic, complex water, deep water, in complex territory. Anyway, yes, it can get really complex when we talk about translation. I hope I've explained that well. Like I said, we don't believe the Bible has been corrupted. We just believe that some of the translation is wrong. This is actually commonly held belief by a lot of Christian religions, and quite a few religions have come out with their own translation, their own version of the Bible. So, like I said, that's questions 25 and 26 dealing with the translation of the Bible. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I explained this well. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.